Right. I mean, it's like chilaquiles. I love chilaquiles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
What's that?
chilaquiles are, you
Yeah,
don't know what
thanks, Randy.
chilaquiles are?
No.
I didn't want to be dumb.
You guys don't know what chilaquiles is?
No.
Is that
Yeah,
something
you
you
do that.
break in your leg when you run too much?
Welcome to Cue the Mic. I'm Darren Worth.
And I'm the fabulous Randy Twyford.
And I am Emma Derflinger, and this is episode 72.
72. I'm out of funnies.
Yeah.
Thank God.
No more funnies.
The thought's there. The thought's there. Let's put it that way.
The thought.
Thought's
It's
there.
the thought that counts.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
What's happening?
not too much.
Ooh.
Well, I say not too much. Yeah, there's been quite a bit happening, but we've been busy. And as this is being recorded on Sunday morning, I've got a 189-pound hog out in the Old Hickory ELDX smoking. Been on there since yesterday morning at 7. So temping at about 175 right now. So don't need
Jeez,
him
that
till...
some bitch is probably rotten, Randy. Hell, you're probably Uncle Cheese, Grandpa Cheese cooking at unsafe temperatures.
No. I checked it, and when it hit that 130, I turned up the temperature, and it catapulted up to that 155. So he's fine.
He's fine. What's his name? Did you name it?
No, we didn't name. Well, there's a name for it. Marla named a name for it, but I can't say it. But we don't have a name for it. We'll come up with something today.
It's an explicit podcast. You can say
I know.
whatever.
No, but I checked him all ago. Got beautiful color.
Beautiful color. Got a wedding today or what?
Yeah, got a wedding this afternoon at 5 o'clock. Cocktail hour at 3, and so we did a big. You always try to. One of my strongest points is attributes. That's what I want to say. Attributes.
One of his strongest attributes.
Yeah, like that. And so is
I did.
being
I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it'll never happen again. Is being able to predict caterings of how busy they're going to be and stuff. Yesterday we did not a catering, a vending event. Yesterday we did a vending, and I was like, I kind of went into it with not wholeheartedly, because like this isn't going to be much. It was a lot. It was an oyster and beer festival. So you can't imagine how much barbecue those people bought. We pretty well ran out. We didn't run out, but if we'd have had another surge towards the end, we'd have been out of sides and one of our meats. So, and we only did pulled pork and burnt ends. And pulled pork and burnt ends, and then we did our Big Mac Daddy, our macaroni and cheese and pulled pork, and then our farm, which is our potatoes and burnt ends, and then pulled pork nachos. And one of the things the people that put this on, they charge us 20% to be there. And I was like, I'm not going to eat that 20%. Right. And so I just added the 20% to our selling price, and never had one issue. And it kind of goes back. I think we talked about this. People go to the festivals and events like that, and they realize they're going to pay a little bit more. And they all knew that this was a for charity event. So, but yeah, didn't hurt. Sure, it didn't hurt our sales at all.
Well, and a type of event like that, you think about oysters and beer, right? So first you had a beautiful day. I'm assuming we had a beautiful day here, right? Beautiful, almost fall day, we call it, right? And so you had a fall day, you got oysters and beer. Half the population won't even attempt to eat an oyster.
No,
but there's beer, there's beer, right?
All kinds of craft beers. They had 60 craft beers there.
Right. So they need something to eat, because half of them want to eat the oysters, which I'm not eating an oyster this time of year. No, not a damn chance. In the middle of Illinois, how far away is an oyster bed away from Illinois? Not a chance. Not a chance. You eat oysters by the sea, right? So barbecue, I'm going barbecue all day long. Anybody that's got any sense in them at all going to oyster and beers eating barbecue.
Right.
Yep. Craft beer and barbecue for me.
Yeah, they had over 60 craft beers there, and I forget what you had to pay to get in, but you could sample as many craft beers as you wanted. They had little like Pilsner glasses, and you can go around and get. It's a nice event. The one thing we messed up is I didn't realize we could do drinks, and next year if we do it, I'm going to bring a pallet of water, because the other 2 trucks that were there ran out of water about halfway through, and people were wanting water bad.
Yeah.
And I thought the organizer was going to have drinks, and they didn't. They just had beer. So. So
that's
I'll take friggin' water for them too. Time. Well, they've done this. I think 5 or 6 years. So we did it once before several years ago, and I didn't remember. And but
Emma,
we'll take
I think
water.
Cue the mic. Maybe you and I'll just bring the water truck.
Sign me up.
I think
sign me up.
If there's a shortage, we'll just bring over a stock tank and we'll sell $5 waters.
Let's do it. I'm in.
Open her up.
Yeah, we'll just get a pickup truck. We don't even need a stock tank. We'll just put a tarp. We'll redneck it. I mean, it is Illinois. We'll redneck it. Fill that sumbitch full of water.
Right. Sounds like a dream come true.
What? You gave me a dirty look like Illinois is not redneck?
Well, no, we're pretty sophisticated.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I mean, Emma was born in southern Iowa, so I know she's redneck.
I wasn't born in southern Iowa, but I am.
But your kin is southern Iowa, so.
Yeah. I definitely got some redneck in me. It's okay.
Yeah, so after we get done with the wedding, then we got to start gearing up. I got a photo shoot and video shoot on Tuesday. Got some people coming in to do pictures and videos and stuff. So that ought to be interesting. So.
I love this.
Yeah, my social media gals were supposed to come over last Monday to start shooting photos for the jam, and they're like, "We ready?" And I'm like, "Not a chance, not a chance, not a chance. Haven't even got an egg on a griddle. Nope, delay. So. Well, till when?" I said, "Don't know. Got to get more than one egg cooked."
Yeah.
So, but anyway, we're moving along. Got a couple food truck events this week that I have no idea. One in particular, it's only for 50 people, so I may just do it myself. And I mean,
why not?
Probably be able to do it. And it's a limited menus type deal. So see what happens.
Well, Randy,
it's a long way till Friday.
I got somebody forwarded me a picture this morning. Here's his. I love these. So here's a homeless guy, right? On the street in Myrtle Day Road. And if you look a little closer, wearing a Smokey D shirt.
Is he really?
Yeah. And somebody thought, I'm like, that bother you? And I'm like, nope, doesn't bother me a bit. You know what this proves to me? It proves to me that either my general manager, which I'm guessing that was, or any Smokey D's employee would give the shirt off their back for somebody in need.
How positive. Very positive.
Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. And what great advertising. As long as it's not the one that says, I know the owner too, then they'd be lying. I don't know that guy. But hey, if we need help on the food truck, hey buddy, jump in. You need some help? Come on, hop in.
Yeah, that is good advertising on street corners.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You don't think that's good advertising?
I don't know.
I mean,
when's it looking negative-ish?
Emma, when's the last time you saw one of those panhandlers on the side of the highway that you didn't at least take a look at and see what the sign said?
Right. And I'm not saying that.
I mean,
I'm not saying that.
Do you look at every billboard? No, you don't look at every billboard, but you look at every homeless guy.
Yes, I'm not saying that.
Because you're afraid he's going to jump in the car with you or something.
No, not saying that. However, it looks like that because it's an employee t-shirt, that man was an employee and lost his job and has led him to be homeless.
Well, see, I wouldn't know it's an employee t-shirt. How would people know it's an employee t-shirt?
Well,
it doesn't say employee on the back of it, does it?
Well, no, not necessarily, but
there you go. It's on how you look at life.
Yeah,
that's exactly
I looked at that as a potential negative. And maybe that's I need to change my perspective.
Positive.
Because there's no such thing as bad advertising. We've had this conversation before. There's no such thing as bad advertising. There's no such thing as bad advertising.
Do you know today, was it today or yesterday, was National Eat Outside Day?
Oh my gosh. And I didn't even eat outside. Did I eat outside?
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Randy.
I was going there.
I know you were. I could tell. We've been around each other too long. I could tell that look in your eye.
The stop reins. It, Darren. I was pulling the reins back. Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh God. Yeah, I really gotta start watching my mouth. I had I had one brand new employee yesterday. I was in the restaurant, okay, and we've been having all kinds of, we put this new fancy TV system in, right? I spent like $25,000
about damn time
on this iPad system that you can control all the TVs from one iPad, right?
Right.
So you can instantly push one button, and let's say the Iowa or Iowa State game's on, and if you want every TV in the place to go there, you hit one button, they'll all go to the same receiver. Or you can just say, hey, I want this TV. So you have all the TVs over here, and then you have 8 receivers, and you can pick which one, and you can change all the guides, whatever. So you don't need 25 remote controls with the batteries going dead and whatever. So I've been wanting to put this in, and so we tried to get it put in before March Madness. It didn't get put in. I'm like, hold it. We're not going to try and do this before March Madness. Let's do it afterwards. And now we're finally got in before football season, had all kinds of kinks with it, whatever. Finally, it's like went through the first weekend, 3 TVs, having all kinds of problems. They finally got it figured out. And then finally we had one TV that was bad. The TV was bad. It was flashing. I said, not a problem. So this was Friday night. They're like, Friday afternoon, they said, this TV is bad. I said, okay, fine, no problem. So Friday afternoon, I ran to Sam's Club, got the TV because we have to buy LG TVs because that way the remotes all work the same.
Right.
Even though I guess they don't have to because we use all the same thing. But anyway, so yesterday I get in there and I'm trying to hang this TV, and I got Juan from the kitchen, and he's one of the handiest guys. Anytime you need help, I mean, he was sitting back there portioning ranch dressing up, and he sees me coming with his TV. You need help? Yep, I need help. Oh, he's right there. Drops everything he does and comes and helps me.
Great.
And so he's whatever. We get this old TV off, and I find this plethora of all these boxes and crap that's behind these TVs that made up this system. I'm like, yeah, this is great. I'm going to try and remember how to put this back together. So we get it all put back together, and I'm trying to hang this TV. And I don't have a flashlight. Juan's on the ladder. I'm down below hanging this TV. And it should be easy, but the box is in the way, and it's not allowing me to hook it. So we have to take it back down. We have to rearrange the box, whatever. I'm up there, whatever. And finally, I yell across the room, can somebody just bring their damn phone light over here so we can see? So here comes this brand new employee over here, right? She comes over, and here comes another employee over there, and they're trying to, and I'm still holding this TV up from the bottom, right? And I've had it up there for like 10 minutes over my head. And it's really starting to I'm like holding this TV up. And all of a sudden I'm like, come on, you cocksucker. You know, and I'm like, okay, probably not the best thing to say. Sorry, but this is what happens when Darren deals with electronics. Don't call HR. Don't call HR.
Well, HR is your sister-in-law, and she'd probably be like, "Don't worry about it. That's normal.
Don't worry about it. Don't call HR or whatever." But God, at some point when you're dealing with electronics, the word cocksucker just has to come out.
I agree with you.
Has to. Has to.
Yeah.
Right. But by God, the TV works, and everybody got to watch the game.
Oh,
Woo.
So you got it all
That's
working
all
and with your iPad?
Well, Sherry kind of walked up part way and said, "What are you doing?" Never mind, I'm walking away, because she just knows better. She knows when there's TVs and electronics involved, I'm going to start throwing shit.
Yeah.
There's one thing that gets me upset, and it's electronics.
I would agree with you.
That's valid. It's valid.
It's valid. God.
Oh, hey. So you guys have Murfreesboro coming up, right?
Right.
Yeah, I hope. Well, let's see. Is that 3 weeks away?
No, it's 2. Isn't it?
2 weeks.
Oh, okay, good. Then we'll be fine, because we got to open the restaurant in 3 weeks. So
yeah,
right.
Yeah, we should be good. We're good for Murfreesboro.
Okay, so we actually got a DM about Murfreesboro this week.
Okay,
that's a direct message, Randy.
Thank you.
Yes,
I thought it was a dumb mother.
Yeah, it is.
Just relax. Okay, from Matt Osman Senior, and he asked if. He said, "Are you coming to Murfreesboro?" And I said, "Yeah, the guys plan on being there." He said, "No, are you coming to Murfreesboro?" He would like me to go, and he would like us to record a live podcast. I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that. He said, if I'm not there, I have to be at the Jack. So you guys pick.
Well, first, we can't really record at the Jack.
Why?
You remember the last clusterfuck of the Jack? You have to
record
at like 5 a.m. because
we crushed it.
The Wi-Fi is so bad at the Jack.
We crushed it. I don't know what you're talking about. I think that was a great episode. It's probably one of our most viewed. Shit. I'm just saying. I think we did a great job, and we had interviews. It was awesome.
Where are you going to sleep? You going to sleep in Randy's bed?
No. I'll sleep on the couch.
Who's sponsoring your trip?
I was hoping you guys. He actually said, do we need to start a GoFundMe?
Hello?
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 Yeah.
I told him I wasn't going to be there.
We need to start a GoFundMe page.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I told him I wasn't going to be there, but I thought it was funny that he was like, no, I would like you to be there. And I was like, no, you would not. You would not. But I said, I'll ask the guys and see what they say, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, well, we'll vote on it.
All in favor of Emma being there, comment below. Cue the mic. Live. Actually, I can't go anyway, so it's fine. But I just wanted
what's
to see
the fucking point?
Because if you guys said yes, I would have changed all of my plans. I would have been like, you know what?
Have we said no?
Yeah,
your
faces. Your faces have said no.
No.
I mean, for Murfreesboro, I couldn't go to Murfreesboro. I could go to the Jack. I would make that happen.
Well, but Randy's not going to the Jack.
I'm not going to the Jack.
Well, then Randy and I we'll just go get a hotel and we'll just join.
I'm not going to the Jack.
He's not going
but we
to the
could.
Jack.
But we could. We could.
I have to check my calendar.
The Jack is focused. Jack is a world championship. Can't have any
there ain't
of this
no fuckery going on. No fuckery going on there. No fuckery.
Right.
Okay. Well, if you guys watched the episode from the Jack, it seems like that was just all sorts of fuckery.
Well, that was on a Friday morning, Thursday morning.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Yeah.
Same thing.
That's back when you had a real job, when you could work whenever you wanted. Remember?
Excuse you. I do have a real job. I actually had to leave the house this week.
Whoa.
Yep, I went on site. It was pretty cool.
What?
I got to go to Van Meter.
So you realize there's actually people out there in the world.
Her dad.
Yeah.
You didn't see it on her Instagram that she deleted? That she posts on every day?
No.
Hey, I told you I'm back. I took a little bits of time off, and now I'm back. Except you make me want to delete it. Excuse you, I took a month off. I'm not having this conversation again.
Okay.
Okay.
What's new in your world, Darren?
Well, no, let's talk about Emma's world.
Ha ha. We just did.
Yeah.
Oh,
what'd you do? Because you made some feast. She was talking to us ahead of time. She said, Emma made a feast. You are not going to believe, because Emma doesn't get to talk much. So,
and I don't
because she's usually just herding horses and herding.
Right.
Remind me to talk about this horse story. Sad horse story, but go ahead.
I don't want to. If it's sad, I don't want to talk about it.
It is sad. But
then we're not going to talk about it. So I had a couple people over. By a couple people, I mean my brother, his girlfriend, and my boyfriend were over yesterday. And I made homemade chicken Alfredo with a Caesar salad, roasted potatoes, and garlic bread. And let me tell you, I crushed that shit.
So, okay, let's go through this. So you made chicken Alfredo.
Mm-hmm.
So you made the pasta. You just bought pasta, I'm assuming.
Yes, I did.
And the Alfredo, you made the homemade Alfredo, or did you buy the jar?
Mm-hmm. I made the homemade. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So how'd you make homemade Alfredo? Because I've really never even done that.
So I got a skillet and I put in butter and garlic and cream cheese. That was the thing I was surprised by. Cream cheese and chicken broth and heavy cream, and you let that all sit until the cream cheese melts, and then you let it bubble for a little bit, and then you throw in the little Parmesan, freshly grated.
Yeah.
And then you just, let that kind of mix together, and you just plop it right on top of the noodles.
Interesting.
Salt or seasoning to that, I don't know, or has it got enough salt in it because of the
cheese? It had
cheese?
enough salt. It had enough salt.
Mm-hmm. And then the chicken, what'd you do to the chicken?
I just salt, pepper, garlic powder, flour, put it on the skillet, cooked it 5 minutes each side. Perfection.
Oh, so you did
it was
breaded chicken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit.
Why do you do breaded chicken versus just a grilled type?
That's what the recipe called for.
Oh, okay.
And I think it just added a little extra texture.
Yeah.
And
roasted potatoes seasoned with?
Salt, pepper, olive oil. I did something super easy.
Yeah.
Shook it all together. I put it in a little container, and I gave it a good shake so that it was all covered instead of mixing. Because I feel like you could still mix, or you can still kind of miss it. And then I roasted it in the oven for about 425 for about, I think I did about 35 minutes by the end of it. And then...
Oh, crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside.
My favorite way. And then, I just got a Caesar salad mix because I'm lazy. And garlic bread that you just took 10 minutes to heat up.
So triple starch, no veggie though.
Potatoes. And lettuce. It looked delicious.
Man, you'd fit right in at my mother-in-law's house. You'd fit right in.
Technically is. So.
Veggies. Oh, we had potatoes. Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a hit. I was really proud of myself.
Yeah.
That's good.
It sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. My brother, who's he's the cook in the family, a big foodie. He kept saying, "Can I help you? Can I help you?" And I was like, "No, I've got it. Just get out of my kitchen," which I need a bigger kitchen.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Get out of my..." Yeah. I don't have much counter space. Yeah. But I was like, "Get out of my kitchen. I got this." And he was even like, "Hey, you did pretty good." However, he did go back and salt my potatoes again. And I was like, "Hey, stop that. You don't need to salt my food." I crushed it. But...
Well, maybe. Got to be open to feedback. Maybe it needs a little more salt. Some people like more salt.
Yeah. I think it was perfect. But he was even like, "Emma, you did a good job." I was like, "Thanks, man." Slaved over this for 45 minutes.
Yeah, so we found in this new kitchen, we don't have a lot of prep room in this kitchen, right?
Yeah.
And so we're kind of faced with, we're going to go get some of these little 24-inch by 5 foot or 4 foot prep tables on wheels.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
We can roll them into corner. And maybe that works for you if you have room to store that somewhere that you could, as you're cooking, that you could roll that into the kitchen and help, and then use it as kind of a stand for something. But
yeah, I don't, because recently I've realized I'm a hoarder, and I need to declutter my entire life aggressively.
You're not going to lose Randy and I, are you?
No.
Okay. Because we're kind of clutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Well,
I've been called
you guys are
that
clutter
several
that
times.
I get paid to do this.
Oh, so. Is that the only reason you do it?
No, I love talking to you guys every Sunday morning at the ass crack of dawn. It's actually not that early, but it's not that early.
I tell you what, I tell you, I have slept like shit for the last 4 months.
Well, you've been opening a new restaurant.
Ever since I have started on this, I don't even call it a weight, but ever since I've started losing weight and eating better,
right,
I have slept like dog shit.
Really? So
at the same time, I've been just a couple things going on in my business life, right?
You know what I recommend for that is, so like when I was in my big old weight loss journey last year and getting up early and stuff, I also kind of struggled with sleeping. But my nutrition coach she told me to eat some Greek yogurt before bed.
Yeah, and of course I can't do that.
You can't.
Oh yeah, well we could find you something of the sorts. Or what else did I take? I took like a vitamin or something that helped me. It wasn't
so funny. So
no, I don't think it was. I don't remember.
So funny thing. So Friday night, Sherry says, I said, what do you want to do for dinner? And of course, I'm very good about taking out a protein every morning out of the freezer, whether it's pork chop or chicken breast. That's kind of the two choices you get at our house, right? And I didn't take one out on Friday, and I'm like, here it is. It's 5:30 at night, and I get home, and I'm like, fuck, I didn't take anything out this morning. She goes, I really would like pizza. I'm like, okay, fine. We can have pizza. Really? I'm like, yeah, no, you can eat out once in a while. It's no big deal. We'll splurge. I'll just screw the diet. Let's go have pizza.
Yeah.
So we went down to our favorite place. We went down and had Truman's, which is our place to go for pizza, right?
So as it should be.
So we went, and of course I hadn't had anything to drink either, but if we're going to go to Truman's, and so I had one Big Grove Summer Jam, right? Kind of a cider thing. And so I had a Summer Jam, and we ordered a big whopping 10-inch little pizza. And it was this pizza, and it was a croissante pizza, which was a pizza that had Canadian bacon and Genoa salami and ham, and it was kind of a cured meat pizza.
That sounds good.
It had smoked mozzarella on it. And they finished it by tearing up a little croissant and putting it on top. And the bartender, who was very vibrant, she was very outgoing. She goes, hey, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to bring you a side of hot honey. It doesn't go with this, but I'm going to tell you, this pizza's a little on the salty side. You're going to want this hot honey. Drizzle that on every piece of pizza, and you're going to thank me later. I'm telling you, it was amazing with the hot honey on it. So we split this. We split this.
Did you try it without?
Pizza. No. I went right in because I'm a hot honey guy, right?
That's fair.
So we put that hot honey on, and I'm telling you, we each had 3 little pieces of pizza. So I probably didn't go over my diet much, actually. But had these 3 pieces of pizza. I think I did. I counted it, and I had 1,900 calories for the day, which I think was blowing apart my diet. But anyway, and it was just amazing. And I slept like a fucking rock, right? I mean, just like a rock. And so then yesterday we're running around doing stuff and whatever. And then I said, Sherry's like, will you just sit down and watch the game at 2:30? I'm like, yeah, I'll sit down and watch the game because I'm working on stuff for the restaurant. I'm over here. I'm over at this restaurant, help get a big catering out the door. And then, so I'm at the Jam doing stuff. And then I'm like, okay, I'll go home. We'll watch the game. So I sit down and I watch the game and I fall asleep in the chair, which I never do. And then I wake back up and I fall asleep. And then I wake back up and I fall asleep. I'm like, what is going on here? My body is finally just given in. I just don't know how to sit down. Right. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we watch the game and I go back and I start doing stuff and we're looking at outdoor furniture and whatever. And we look up and it's 6:30 and I hadn't thought anything out for dinner.
Right.
Are you shitting me? I'm like, okay, now what? What do we? And then we go back. What do you want for dinner? What do you want for dinner? What do you want for dinner? Yeah. Where can we go? And where can we go? And whatever. Okay, now we're going out for dinner 2 nights in a row, right? Going out for dinner. And I'm like, okay, now we're blowing this entire weekend. And I'm like, I'm feeling like I'm going to fall off this wagon. I'm like, I don't like this, but okay, we'll do it 2 nights in a row. So we go to this bar and I get a patty melt and eat the patty melt and whatever. And it's fine. It's really good. But we get the patty melt and I get home last night and, boom, my alarm actually went off this morning. Never, ever. Just slept like a rock. And I'm not sure if because I finally had carbs and whatever in my system and it just knocked me out.
Right.
I'm not sure what it was, or maybe, and I had another little cider last night, so I'm not sure what the hell's going on, but just knocked me out solid. But I'm like, okay, I've had my sleep for the next month or two, so it's like, but I didn't get much thinking done overnight, so now I'm behind.
Now you're behind. Jesus. Well, you'll get caught up today.
Well, yeah, you'll be able to get more thinking because you're well rested.
Yeah, right. So Sherry's, I cook every night. I cook every Sunday night. Sherry, and so what's your mom having? She goes, she wants to have burgers and dogs. I'm like, well, tell her to call. We're having pork chops and grilled sweet potatoes and veggies. So I said, change your menu.
Change of plan.
So I changed her menu for her.
Yeah.
I changed her menu for her.
So I'm still doing this feral stuff, right? I'm not as strong on the diet part. I've decided I like food a little too much. I try to keep it, still within reason, but I have a fitness, or one of my coaches, like one of the instructors at Farrell's, on Friday, said that she is having just oats and sweet potatoes 6 days a week. She'll have oats for breakfast and 2 sweet potatoes for lunch and dinner. And that is when I realized I can never be hardcore ever, because that sounds absolutely terrible. Like that just sounds like nothing. Just absolutely nothing to me. But she says she feels amazing and it's changed everything and she just has so much energy, and I'm like, that sounds like my own hell.
I'm a huge fan of grilled sweet potatoes.
I mean, I love sweet potatoes too, but like that's all you'd eat.
I don't like
6 days a week.
I don't like regular sweet potatoes, but man, I think we've maybe talked about my ultimate taco that I've never made. Grilled sweet potato. Oh, my ultimate taco. Someday I'm going to make it. Grilled sweet potatoes with black beans and avocados on a taco.
Yeah, that would be delightful. Good.
That's smear the avocado, grilled chunks of grilled sweet potatoes and black bean with maybe a little salsa or a little some sort of, I can't do crema, but some sort of crema on there or whatever. To me, I'm just a huge grilled sweet potato fan. Just slice them up.
Well, I love them too.
Big pop of sweet money on the grill, spray them with Pam on the grill. Just get a char on both sides a little bit, throw them in a pocket, roll them up in foil, put them on the back, take them to 200 degrees, pull them off, grill off your meat. It's just amazing. It's like a staple.
I mean, I love sweet potatoes. Don't get me wrong. They were a big part of my diet last summer, but I don't think I could have it 2 meals a day for 6 days straight.
That's just asinine.
That seems crazy.
Going over the edge a little bit.
That's just asinine, stupid.
She said that, and I was like, "Do you enjoy your life?"
Yeah. Like, why would you be that? Why would you be that?
She said it makes her feel better, and I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
No, send her Randy's number. He'll make her feel better.
Yeah, I'll give her a good feeling. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Stop.
I'll even sing or something. So. So what's new with the restaurant business, Darren?
I think we're about
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
out.
Okay.
I think we're about 3 weeks. Everybody's got that. We're about 3 weeks out. We finally cracked our first egg on the griddle. We didn't break it, so that's a good sign. We intermittently tested stuff, and I say intermittently because we're finding we're a little short staffed. We're trying to make all this transition stuff happening, right? Mm-hmm. And so at the same time, we got through our first week at the, Amanda was kind of helping me drive forward with this jam, but then we hit our first week at Ankeny Christian Academy catering school lunches.
Right.
And so she, she's the she's the head honcho of running that program. So, and she pretty much did that 100% herself. Now she had some support, but she's running that to make sure everything goes smoothly. We only had one little oh shit moment this week, which was great. Amanda's the one person on the staff that when she needs help and when she yells SOS, she knows when to yell SOS. And Thursday about, 10:40, she called me and I'm down at the gym. She goes, SOS, I need you now. I said, be there in 5 minutes. And so I ran up here and her timeline on getting scrambled eggs wasn't getting done. So I'm talking to her. I'm like, hey, just grab this big roasting pan, put it on the stove and dump your scrambled eggs. We were trying to bake them in the oven and the timeline wasn't working. So I said, just get it going, spray a pan. Let's get them cooking. And she was there by herself. And I said, let's just start stirring. So while she was packing the van, I was making scrambled eggs on the stove in this big roasting skillet. And we got them out the door. Everything worked fine. She was smart enough to not delay herself. She was smart enough to say SOS, right? And I love that. I wish more people yelled SOS when they needed to yell SOS instead of going, hey, this went out late no, just yell SOS. You need help. We'll make it happen.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. So, and there was one point that I needed to yell SOS when somebody else came in. I'm like, hey, I need to get this done. Get your ass over here and stir these scrambled eggs. So I needed SOS for about 5 more minutes so that we could get this stuff. But everything went good. I think everybody appreciated the meals because they're so used to like store-bought and bagged, just getting boil in the bag frozen scrambled eggs. And we made scrambled eggs from scratch. And we made all this food. Most of it came from scratch, and we did it the real way. And I think it's showing. And so I think we're going to see those school lunch numbers grow because people are going to see this food and parents are going to see this food that they're getting isn't just
commercial
store-bought shit that's full of chemicals, And so I think it's just one of those things that it's the right way to do it. What are you doing, Emma?
Where'd you go?
I don't know.
My charger came unplugged.
Huh.
My charger came unplugged. He was going to fuck up recording if I didn't.
No. I thought the ship was sinking.
No, if I didn't get it plugged back in, it could have screwed up our recording. So I was trying to be sly about it.
To happen.
I didn't know if she was pulling a Kamala on us and going down.
Stop. Don't want to Stop. For not being a political podcast, you bring up politics too often. Stop it.
Just little one-liners.
Yeah.
Enough. No more.
Just little one-liners. But so we had kind of back to testing. So we tried to get testing going but it was very intermittent because we've got a lot of the kitchen equipment in, but we don't have a lot of the small wares. So it was like, hey, let's make this. Oh shit, where's a bowl? Oh shit, where's a whisk? Oh shit, where's whatever? And some of it's still sitting on the truck. And so finally it's like, okay, tomorrow, first, we're just going to unload everything off the truck, get it out into the dining room, figure out what we need. We're going to spend a day just stocking the kitchen all the way to where it needs so that we have every measuring cup, every measuring spoon, everything ready to go.
Sure.
So that we can really, when we go to make a recipe, we can do it. Right. And that's what we should have done to start, but we were kind of anxious to start cooking shit because we hadn't cooked anything. So, but we learned some stuff. We went through and we made, we kind of made biscuits and gravy. We made, we did some omelet variation. Well, just kind of trying to cook some eggs and some omelets and some smash burgers and did a little, I don't know, little illegal catering, I guess. We got a catering license, but we did cater for 55 out of there Thursday morning.
Really?
Yeah. And I did book another catering for next Monday. So we had this customer that out in the west side of Des Moines that we booked a catering for. So this car dealership, they book every time they have about 195 or 100 employees, and every time they have a work anniversary, like a 1 year or a 5 year or 10 year anniversary, one of the employee gets to pick who they want to cater from.
Okay.
And they bring in meals for this.
That's kind of
this
fun.
Employee, and it's
that's kind of neat.
choice.
You should do that.
Employee choice, right?
Why don't you do that?
Yeah. So anyway, one of the employees wanted to do the Crafty Mac, right? About 2 weeks ago. And so she sent an email into the Crafty Mac, which I handle all those emails now. And I said, sure, we'd love to do that. And so they ended up doing like 400 chicken tenders and some pans of mac and whatever. And so I booked the catering and then I actually went out and delivered the catering because I wanted to deliver it and I wanted to talk to this gal about whatever. She's like, well, wait a second. I don't understand. You booked the catering. You just delivered the catering and you're wearing a Smokey D shirt. And I said, so I gave her the whole story. And I said, so I started telling her about It's My Jam and our whole story and about catering and whatever. So by God, she calls up and says, hey, I got somebody that wants to do brunch. And I'm like, good, great. And she goes, are you open yet? And I said, the back door is always open.
Oh my God.
Right.
Okay, finish your sentence.
That.
What was
I
that
said, the back
about?
door's open. Hell yes, we can cater. We can cater brunch. What would you like to do? And she goes, well, what do you think? And I said, well, we can do casseroles. We've catered breakfast. Would you like to do breakfast burritos? Well, can you put brisket in those? I said, hell yeah. I can do brisket. I can do homemade chorizo that we can do. We got homemade breakfast sausage. We can do bacon. I said, we can do any sort of egg bake you want. We can do French toast casserole. I said, we've done all these things in the past. We can do biscuits and gravy. Well, not everybody likes biscuits and gravy. I said, but what about walking biscuits and gravy? She goes, well, tell me about that. And I said, well, we'll chop up the biscuits into small pieces. We'll give everybody we'll have little cups there and then grab and put some little dices of biscuits in there. And, they put some gravy on the top and that way they can go through the line and it won't take up their whole plate. They can just have a little sample of biscuits and gravy. And we can do homemade cinnamon rolls if you want, and then we'll cut them up. And don't tell your mom I said that. I said, so then I asked her mom, I said, hey, can we do the small little Pop-Tarts? And she rolled her eyes at me and she goes, yes. But anyway, so I didn't tell her we could do homemade Pop-Tarts, but she goes, and I said, well, but first tell me what your budget is. And she goes, $15 to $20 a person. And I said, wow. I said, you got by really cheap on the Crafty Mac. I think you only paid like $7 or $8 a person for that catering. She goes, I know, we really appreciated that. But no, our budget's normally $15, $20 a person. I said, okay, well, let me tell you, I'm not going to gouge you. I'm not going to charge you more. My catering prices are what they are. And I'm going to charge you. And if it's $12 a person, it's going to be $12 a person. I don't care what your budget is. I'm going to feed you what I think is that, and where it lands, it lands. I just wanted to know that, I can give you the extravagant prime rib buffet if you want. But so anyway, she really appreciated that. And so I'm putting together a menu. And then she came back later Friday afternoon and says, hey, can you do salted iced caramel cold brew? And I said, Julie, I can do whatever you want. So yesterday morning, here I am. How do you make salted caramel ice brew, cold brew? And so,
did you figure it out?
Hard. Hell yeah, it's not hard. I just got to test it.
Do you want me to can I come for that? Because salted caramel, that's my favorite.
Well, so
caramel coffee is superior.
So do you know how they do cold brew?
A little bit, yeah. I worked at a coffee shop for 2 years.
So how'd you do it?
I don't know. I said a little bit. Well, it's been a long time. Do I remember?
Are you pulling this Tim Waltz and telling you did something and really didn't? Oh, wait, that's political.
No.
Oh, that's not political. Stay out of there, But boom.
First, I did work at a coffee shop. There's proof of that. However,
well, here's what I've learned about cold brew. Here's what I've learned about cold brew coffee. Some people say you just brew coffee and put it in the refrigerator. That's very acidic. You don't want to do that. So what you do is you rough grind coffees to a very rough grind, right? And then you put the rough grind coffee with water, and you mix it and you let it sit on the counter for anywhere from 12 to 48 hours. Preferably, Starbucks does theirs for 20 hours, right?
Right.
And they make this concentrate. So it's like 5 pounds of coffee to 12 liters of water. 20 liters of water, sorry. 20 liters. So they make this concentrate. And then they pour it through this funnel with a big filter in it. And they filter this. They filter all the grounds out of it and make this very concentrated brew. Now, Starbucks then takes that concentrated brew and they mix it 50-50 with water and put it in a keg. Now, you can do lighter amounts. It's a matter of finding what that concentration effect is. But then you just find your cold brew and then you store it. And that has a pretty good shelf life in the refrigerator. But by cold brewing it doesn't have the acidity of coffee. It doesn't have the acidity of hot coffee cold, right? So, Randy, you're buying this cold brew. You really don't have to do that. All you got to do is take your rough coffee grinds, mix it with water, let it sit out on the counter, run it through a filter, and then put that in the refrigerator. And then you could take your cold brew, and then you're just taking different things. You're taking the syrups, salted caramel syrups, and you're taking you take salted caramel syrups, and then you can take it like a half and half or a creamer, or you can take sweetened condensed milk, or you can take sugar cane, whatever, and you're mixing that and you're adding that in at the end. Some are frothing it, which we're not going to be able to do from a catering, but I'm thinking that I could make up like a sweetened condensed milk and a sweetened condensed milk with a caramel syrup mixture, and get that. If I can get that to stick together without separating, and I could put that in a carafe and keep it cold, right? And then they could take their cold brew and put that over the top. Like, here's a cup of ice. Boom, here's this. They could dump that in. And you could do different flavors of that. I think you could do a fudge one. You could do whatever.
I think people use what's the brand? I can't think of the brand, but they have the gold tops. But if you do like pumps like this, liquidy caramel instead of actual, it's not as good, but that'll keep it from separating.
Yeah. So you could do whatever you want from there, but it's really, the cold brew coffee is just super easy to do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, so for the new,
I was thinking about tea.
For the new jam, I asked for samples from because we're going to grind our own beans there. So we're going to grind our own beans as we make our pots of coffee. So we're going to have a coffee grinder, and it's got a thing that goes in. And every time we want to make a pot of coffee, you hit the button, it grinds so many beans, you put it and you brew your coffee, because ground beans are much fresher. And they, just by grinding that bean right before you brew it, makes a better cup of coffee.
So you can set the grind. You can set the grind.
You set your grind. You set your amount, and it'll just go, right. The machine will do it all. It's idiot proof, right? So probably shouldn't call it idiot proof all the time.
I was going to
call
say
things idiot proof, but you make it idiot proof, right?
Right.
Maybe I should call it employee proof, right? So you make it employee proof.
And so you put it in. That's a better way to put it.
Right. So you put it in there and you grind it and whatever. So it's like, I asked them, I said, they got like 4 basic brands of coffee. And they said, here's the 4 most popular. And I said, hey, I'd like samples. Can you just bring me a little bag so I can hand grind it myself? And so I want to do some coffee tastings, right? And run some through and figure out what coffee is that I want to serve as my basic coffee.
Right.
And so they're like, yep, hey, we dropped off samples for you at 2nd Avenue. Okay, great. I walk in, 4 5-pound bags.
Holy shit.
Dropped off as my samples. So I have 20 pounds of coffee.
Beans.
Well, guess what?
Beans or coffee?
Beans.
Coffee beans. That's what I was thinking. Holy shit.
I got 4 or 5 pounds of coffee beans.
Quite a lot of coffee.
No, quite a bit of cold brew coffee. So I think I'll put cold brew on the menu.
I think you should. I think that's a good way to kind of I know we've talked about this, like the fine line between being modern and kind of old school. I think that's a good, because you're modern day. Most people nowadays drink their coffee cold, which is crazy. But
and so that's what I'm finding. The hard thing I'm finding, and it was Mike Schilling, who listens to the podcast, and he's always sending me. We're kind of foodies, and he's sending me foodie stuff, and he's sending me. He made a comment about chorizo, and he says, yeah, I'll take, when we posted something about putting that egg on that over easy egg on that flat top. He says, hey, I'll take mine on a torta with chorizo and the over easy eggs. And I'm like, I really want to do stuff like that. But then when I look at my audience, they want over easy eggs and bacon and whatever. So, and so you want to bring that flair, and whether I bring in just kind of a once in a while special, but you kind of want to mix some of that funk in. But
I think you need to.
And I think your audience might change. I mean, I know you're still going to have your regulars from the previous, but like, you have to remember that you're going to be a new breakfast place in the Ankeny area, which is where, everybody wants, like, you're going to be one of those things where people kind of expect you to be a little more modern at the same time. So I don't know. It's like I don't know. I feel like, maybe if you do kind of like actually where we struggle with this, I don't know if you still do, but we used to, actually doing specials, like limited time specials.
Yeah.
And giving people a taste and kind of.
It is a struggle. Like we practiced this week and then we kind of executed it wrong. Your mom was down there and I said, hey, try this avocado toast melt. So we took what we thought was going to be wheat bread, but they didn't ship it to us. So, but we took an avocado and I smashed it on a piece of toast, and we had chorizo, but I gave her patties. I shouldn't have done that. I should have now executed. I should have ground it up and put the chorizo ground. And then normally I would put an over easy egg. I probably should have put 2 eggs on there. Well, she wanted her eggs hard. Don't ask me why. But she wanted her eggs hard or scrambled, right?
Right.
And then we melt cheese over the top of it, right? And that will be our melt. And you can change your meat, whatever. Okay? And she's like, this needs more sauce. I'm like, yeah, you get that from a yolky egg. Right? But she kind of wanted some sort of crema type thing over the top. So, and maybe it should have, even with the over, maybe it needs to have some creme over the top. And I think that's a good idea. And maybe our jam and sauce that we're, kind of the
that could be
ketchup,
good.
mustard, whatever, we test that. And so we'll play around. So I'm struggling with that, keeping the basics, but also
adding some flair.
Adding some flair, because as we have chorizo on there, can we do some funky stuff? Still trying to be the small town diner, because I know that's because you got to be quick, right? But still adding a little bit of that.
Yeah, because you
got
also
type stuff.
Yeah, you got to kind of fit with the.
You kind of want to
the trends,
right? I mean, it's like chilaquiles. I love chilaquiles, right? And chilaquiles are. You don't know what chilaquiles are?
No. I didn't want to be dumb.
You guys don't know what chilaquiles is?
No.
Is that something you break in your leg when you run too much?
I'm glad we now have an opening statement to use.
Right.
So chilaquiles. Okay, I'm going to spell this for you.
Okay.
CHILAQUILAES.
That's so exactly the way I would have spelled
it. It is a Mexican breakfast dish. Okay. And so what you do is you take tortilla chips, right?
Okay.
And you put fresh salsa on them, and you toss that in a pan. Okay, so think homemade salsa. Don't think tomato-y salsa. Think tomatillo salsa or right. So salsa like we would put on our, and we make both of these. So we make our chips. So you toast that in a pan, and then you would put like a cotija cheese on top of it.
Okay.
And then you would put some sort of normally pork or chorizo or something on top. and then you would put over easy eggs on top of it.
Wow.
As a breakfast dish. Now, when the girls make it in the kitchen, I like it, and sometimes they don't do the over easy eggs. Sometimes it's just, I like it. They'll bring it in for their lunch as leftovers from the day before. I like it better leftover. I don't like the chips crunchy. I like the chips super soggy because it's like eating a tamale.
Okay.
In a bowl. I like it soggy. I don't like it crispy. I like it soggy because it's like eating a tamale. And it's just, it's like super good. So I saw so I've been thinking about this. So my entire feed last night, or yesterday when I was sitting there watching the football game when I wasn't sleeping, was chilaquiles burrito, where they took this they made the chilaquiles, put it in a burrito. They put refried beans down, put the chilaquiles down, and then they put steak down, chops of steak down, and then they put 2 over easy eggs, mozzarella cheese, and rolled it in a burrito.
That sounds good.
It's good. I guarantee it's good. It's great. But it's like outside the weird. So, but you don't want to put something on there that's only going to sell. And so there's certain things that maybe are just only going to, because you're not going to sell that during the week when the normal crowd's just rolling in. Maybe it's just a Saturday, Sunday special.
I agree.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Because that's when you're going to get your more
hipster.
Is it going to be is that going to be one of those things of where you kind of, you wait and kind of see what your
crowd is.
What your crowd is, weekend crowd versus weekly crowd, and kind of gauge that.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Well, I can't wait for opening day because I'll be there.
Oh boy, I'm not sure I'm coming opening day. I'm gonna. But we did get POS kind of started. But our major malfunction right now is, it's like we've got all these people that are helping set up, but it's like one of our cooks. It's like we start on Monday, right, and we're starting to cook. And I said, okay, what's our schedule? And he goes, well, I'm on the food truck Tuesday and Wednesday, so I'm not here. Okay, so he's yanked out of there Tuesday and Wednesday. So, okay, that's done. I still got one final project to get done so we can get our inspection as far as building inspection. We got all the landscaping finished Friday afternoon.
Nice.
So it's all done. We got to stripe the parking lot still, put some parking bumpers up, and then we should be able to get our site plan finalized, and everything will be done there. So everybody probably thinks we're on the brink of opening because the outside looks wonderful now.
I bet it does.
Except for the big dumpster out front, which, even though I really don't need it anymore, is going to stay there. But everybody they don't understand. Well, the outside's done. Why aren't you opening? Why aren't you opening? Why aren't you opening? They just don't understand. There's
so many moving pieces.
They just don't understand all the inside. They just don't understand. I mean, we got the new oven delivered, and we were able to bake in it for the first time on Friday.
Nice.
And I mean, it's crazy. They went through a demo. I had to go do something else. They went through a demo on Friday morning on the oven, and the guy's like, well, I think you can cook a biscuit like yours. So we cooked a biscuit from frozen in 15 minutes on 3 different stages, 3 different fan speeds. And we're sitting there watching this biscuit. We're all just watching it cook. And it's going, wow, is this going to get too brown? Then all of a sudden it got to this stage where the fan speed went up. And it was like, and this is an Autosham Vector oven. Okay. Very expensive oven, but you can cook 4 different levels in this oven. And it only cooks hotel pans or half sheet trays. But you can cook 4 different levels in this oven. And it virtually, you can cook 4 different levels with no flavor transfer. When you open the door, it doesn't stop the cooking of any level, and it recycles the air itself. So it doesn't, when you open the door, it doesn't blow hot air at you.
Wow.
Because it's recycling the air. It doesn't put off that air. And so all these convenience stores or pizzerias are using them to cook pizzas now, and you can cook it really fast. So a normal oven takes 35 minutes to cook this biscuit. We were cooking this biscuit in 15. But the biscuit we've got to do a little bit more programming. So the biscuit looked perfect on the outside. When we opened it up, 3 of the biscuits were almost there. One had a little bit of dough on the inside. So we've got to change our programming a little bit. But when we find it where it cooks every biscuit exactly the same, and I think some of them the biscuits may have been thawed a little bit when we brought them, because we brought them down and we don't have a freezer there yet. We got to move that over. So some of them may have been thawed more than the others. So the inside maybe was a little bit thawed more than the other, that it didn't cook exactly that way. And so that was the reason. So we just need to run a lot of biscuits through the oven, cinnamon rolls through the oven. So we just have to, it's just going to take days of getting this. But once you figure it out, then you take a picture of the product, you hit save on it, you put it in, and so now you have a program. So now when you go to cook those biscuits, and you can do it on your phone. You can set it on your phone.
It's pretty crazy.
And you can go, boom. Oh, I want biscuits. You throw the tray in there, and it'll cook. It'll show you where it's at in the stage, and when it's done, the
you just got a fine tuner. Just got a fine tuner,
and it goes to warm. So, but we're starting from scratch. So we got a chef that comes in and actually helps us train this. They did a FaceTime with the chef to do it, but you got to go through like every sandwich. We can do sandwiches in this, so it does stages of. If you want to do a meatball sub or an Italian sub, it can do stages where it'll go to a stage where, hey, I want to add cheese to it. You can actually open the oven. It'll hold it and will stop cooking until you add the cheese. When you shut the door, it'll start cooking again. So it's just crazy technology. But it's a pretty power packed oven, but all that, of course, it takes time. And we get, we're going to get an hour here and an hour here and an hour here. So people wonder why are you not opening? Well, because I don't have 10 people full time working on all this. I get
all the other
one person an hour here and one person an hour here. So it's really dragging out our timeline to be able to do it.
Sure.
Because the same people that we're trying to get started in this up are all have full time jobs already doing other things. So it's really, I don't have a startup team. That's the problem. The startup team at this point is me, myself, and I, one other cook, and
whoever else you can get in there.
And Amanda, when I can get her between 2 and 3:30 on a daily basis, kind of.
So 3 more weeks.
We're still on 3 weeks time frame. Yep.
Okay. Well, that'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be after Murfreesboro, so it'll be fine.
Right. And then we just need to gain, then North Dakota is the week after that, so we need to gain another 3 more weeks, and then we'll be good, because then we got to hurry up and get it done, because then the Jack is October 15th. So, we got barbecue scheduled that we have to work into the middle of too.
And then the Royal is what, the end of October?
Yeah, right. So we're getting down to some strict timelines here.
Right.
But to all the older people that call me once a week or stop by or send me Facebook messages, and I'm like, just look at Facebook. We'll tell you when we're going to open, but then they still send me that message every single week. Hey, do you have an opening timeline? Nope, I told you last week. Whatever. I think what we're going to do there is we're going to say, yeah, we're going to open December 1st. And then they're just going to get pissed off for a week. And then they're going to just go, okay, I'll quit asking.
And then December 1st.
We're just open, right? We're just going to surprise them. So I think we're going to start saying December 1st just to get them off my back.
Well,
or we're going to go print up a big sign in front of the building saying, we know.
3 more weeks.
Just 3 more weeks, right? Just 3 more weeks.
I like your idea of December 1st. Then if you get open before that, then which you will, then it's just a surprise. People are like, oh my God, he got open early.
I
feel like now that we put a date on it, it's not going to be until December 1st. So we should just...
No, I'm telling you.
Knock on wood now.
Who knows? You get into this. I mean, with mostly the startup team coordination is me, myself, and I. Who knows? A lot of work. A lot of work.
Well, you guys have anything else?
It'll be what it'll be.
Not really.
No, I don't think anything else.
I love it. I don't think
we weren't very educational today. We got talking about breakfast and whatever, but we want to talk
people
a
are
little
learning
bit about more catering.
Yeah, I think it's.
We didn't. Hey, Emma,
Yeah, we did have one catering question
We got
to
your
address.
answer about the how do you keep your sausage from being wrinkly, and
And that's the thing that happens to a lot of people, Darren.
Right,
that
but
happens.
don't. I mean, if you don't want your sausage to get wrinkly, don't soak it so long. Right, Randy?
Yeah. What would you soak it
Quit.
in?
Quit standing in the shower too long or in the bathtub too long.
Right.
Stop. I'm going to stop you right there.
Okay. Back to catering.
Back to catering. Yeah.
Okay. So
Get a hold of yourselves.
Sausage. So what we found, if we're catering sausage, if you're catering sausage if you're going to put a sausage on a bun, okay, I understand. That's always going to be a problem unless you're going to grill it off there at the end. What we do, we always cut up that sausage. So we're either cutting up the sausage and we're retherming ours. So we're cooking our sausage, we're cooling it down, we're cutting it up and then retherming it. If we're cutting our sausage fresh, a lot of times I like an inch chunk. People, I don't want them to have a fork to be able to cut that sausage up. So we're, sometimes we do thin if it's going on a sandwich. We'll do like a little 1/4 inch thick, maybe a little less than 1/4 inch thick slice on the bias. I like on the bias. Or we'll do, if it's more of a formal setting, we'll do a little chunk, like a little 1-inch chunk of sausage. Looks a little nicer on the plate, and you can do it either way. Either one's fine. I wouldn't do a chunk if you're going on a sandwich, but if you're going on a sandwich, it's really nice to go that on a bias slice. Just before you slice it, don't do it hot. Randy's got one going this afternoon. We were just talking about if you got cheese in that sausage before you got to cut it, you got to kind of let it come back down in temp. Otherwise, if you cut it too quick, you're going to have a cheesy, greasy mess all over the place. Right. But if you let it come back down in temp and slice it, then you're going to be in pretty good shape.
And it won't wrinkle.
That was a question. That was a question from Big O's Backyard Barbecue on YouTube.
So
he's mad I missed it last week, so
I would
had to make it up.
Cut it up, and then you'll never know it's wrinkly or not. Plus, you're not going to have to worry about any chew on the casing at all. From that standpoint. So I like to cut it up. It's going to go a lot farther too. You don't need as much sausage because people aren't going to take a whole link's worth of sausage. And if you're in, I'm not sure where you're at. And if you're Texas, everybody thinks you need a link of sausage. Not everybody's going to eat a link of sausage. So just cut it up, chunk it up. You go through a lot less, just like everything else. I do the same thing with, not catering related, but if I'm serving steak to my boys in Canada, and I'll take, instead of giving everybody a ribeye steak and we're eating off of plastic plates or something, I'll take all them steaks and I'll just cook them. There'll be various doneness. Cut up all them steaks and I'll throw them in a pan and they can grab whatever pieces they want. Some are done, some are not more done. And you'll go through half the amount of steaks that you think you'll go through. So way to save a little cost there too. I'm sure it'll be the same for sausage.
Yep.
Okay.
Now I think that's all. Do you guys think that's all?
Hashtag 3 more weeks. Hashtag avoid the wrinkle.
Avoid the wrinkle.
Hashtag don't soak too long.
What would you soak it in?
Being it's fall, Randy. I think and we're going to Murfreesboro, the apple capital of the world. I think it's only right to soak it in cider.
There you go. That would help it along quite a bit.
Yep.
Always does. On that note, shall we vamonos?
Yep. I think.
Emma, you want to sign us off?
I don't think she can.
Okay. So, God, if you haven't already, follow us on social media at Cue the Mic Pod or subscribe on YouTube at Cue the Mic Podcast. We are getting closer to 200 subscribers on YouTube. I'd like to hit that soon. So if you're watching and you're not 200?
Subscribed... Did you say 200 or 200,000?
200,000 is what she said.
No, just 200. I just said 200.
200?
Yeah, just
we go to all this damn work for 200 subscribers?
No, that's just on YouTube. And I don't even think everybody that watches subscribes. That's what I was going to yell at them about.
So subscribe.
So subscribe. And if you're...
How much does Travis and Jason Kelsey have?
I don't think you want to know that answer. We're not quite as famous to say.
Well, after our cooking hints
unless
today
when you guys
about
start saying Taylor Swift.
Sausage and stuff, cooking sausage and how to hold it, I think that'll help us. Because a lot of people didn't know
talking about how to hold the sausage is going to get us there.
I think we're going to have to get Taylor Swift on here. Let me call her.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, so subscribe. If you're listening on wherever you guys listen to podcasts, also download episodes because that helps give me an idea of how many listeners we actually have. I struggle with downloading episodes because, you can watch them without that, but I need a number. I love looking at the analytics, so download this episode as well so we can just see how many of you there really are. I think that's
not, raise your hand.
Yeah. Comment below. Yeah. Just the hand emoji. So I can have an idea. But that's all. Randy, you can take it away now.
Boom. Done, out, and thank God fall's here.
Kind of. Boom.
Yeah. Kind of. Out of here. Done. Finished.
Okay. We'll see you guys next week.
Adios.